Alright, so I got it cleaned out. This is our last time seeing Big T-Rex. I got all my stuff out of there. I left the manuals and stuff in there because I don't need those. But what's behind me is going to be the new whip for the channel, which is man, you guys already knew this was going to happen. 2021 Trackhawk. Got the suede on the headliner. This thing got everything but the red seat belts. Only 13 miles. I wasn't even supposed to take this today, but if you guys didn't know, that T-Rex broke down on me, so I had to take this one home. Something wrong with the fuel level sensor. I was reading some forums online, and I guess it's a common issue with the fuel pumps on these. It's still drivable, but right now it's supposed to have a full tank, but it's only reading half. But I can still drive it and then bring it back to service on Monday. So I didn't have them prep it just like my old one. I'm gonna take it to Dearborn Hand Wash. They did my old truck, and then they're gonna wash it, install the formats and all that, and then I'll do a review on this. Well, that's it. I freaking hate that truck. Bro, this is this is the fastest truck I've ever driven in my life. And it's still stock. Imagine what you could do with this when it's tuned. What? But I'm pulling up to Dearborn Hand Wash right now, and I'm not trying to beat on it too much till I get the braking period, and then we're gonna get this thing prepped. I'm gonna go home because I got a whole bunch of stuff in here that are not supposed to be in here, so I'm gonna drop them off, and then we'll do a review on this. Looks like they already got a car in the bay. Alright guys, so fast forward 2 weeks later, I can finally finish up this video and upload it for you. So the clips you're watching before this one, this was done about, I'd say a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, because the truck went back to the dealer. If you guys seen the first clip, how the check engine light was on, that was on when I first got the truck. I had like 6 miles on it. And I thought it was gonna go away when I drive it or something, but it didn't. So I took it back to the dealership, and it turned out to be a bad fuel pump. The secondary fuel pump, which is on the right hand side, that reads the fuel level, that one was faulty, and that's why I had the check engine light on and my fuel light kept flashing, and they replaced it under warranty and now everything's good. But before we go on a test drive and get into the details of what happened with the TRX and how it broke down and how I ended up with this thing, I'm gonna go over just a few things that are options on this truck and why it costs so much, and just have you guys take a guess of the sticker price on this before I show it to you. So let's get started on that, and then we'll go on a test drive and we'll talk about what happened. All right, so starting from the outside, what made me really like this truck is the color. I don't know if you guys can really see in the pictures or in the video, but this color is just amazing. It's a pearl coat. It's called Red Velvet, and it just looks so clean. It looks so nice in person. I didn't order this truck, so we'll get into that in a minute. I actually seen this truck on the lot. Someone ordered it, and they didn't get approved for the loan. So when I was there at the dealership, and I was walking past it, I asked the sales guy if it was still available, and he said it was. But like I said, we'll get into that in a second. This one has the upgraded tires, the Pirelli All Season 295. What are these? 295 45/20s, and these things hook amazing. I've been driving it for about a week now, and the handle's great. Of course, I had to get some wheel locks on there, keep it wheel safe. These are 20-inch wheels. I think these are standard wheels. You can't get a different style wheel on this. Now we'll go inside the car. I wish he got red seat belts. He didn't, but he did get another option, which is really expensive. Let me turn off these lights. This has a $5,000 package, which is called, let me show it to you right here. Right over there. It's called a Signature Leather Wrapped Interior Package, $4,995, which includes a leather performance seats, leather wrapped lower panels, which is right here. See, these are the leather seats. Got the leather door panels, and then this one also has a suede headliner. Suede pillars, which makes this truck look a lot cleaner. All right, so here was the base price of the truck, 2021 Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, and these are our options. So the color was an extra about $245. The trailer package, tow group, was about $1,000. And then it has a full-size spare wheel, compact spare tire, the receiver, of course. Then it has the package I just told you about for $5 grand. And then it has the Harman Kardon, which is about $2,000, and the panoramic, which is a must, was about another $2,000. I just showed you the price by accident, but that was the total right over there. Over $100,000 for this truck. And it's still missing, it doesn't have red seat belts, so that's optioned out. And it doesn't have the rear DVDs. So imagine if it had that, how much the price would have been on this thing. But I think that's the only thing that's missing on this. It has everything else. It has the adaptive cruise, it got the roof, it got the Harman Kardon sound system. It has everything else but that DVD and the red seat belts. And I'm pretty sure you guys watched like a million videos on Trackhawks. I mean, they're not really different than any other one, but I'll show you guys under the hood. It's still brand new. I think I have like 600 miles on this. I've been driving a lot. I just really like it. It's really comfortable. It's different. It handles a lot better than the TRX. TRX is huge, man. I just like this because it's a nice everyday driver. What? There we go. But yeah, I think that's really gonna be it. Let's go inside the truck. We'll go on a spin, and then we'll talk in details of what happened that day when I was supposed to get this. All right, let's start her up. I just love when you start her up and it says this over here. Has 640 miles on it. Like I said, I've been driving it a lot. I wanted to get it through the braking period, and then I wanted to get an oil change and start getting some content in with this. But yeah, let's go ahead and take it for a spin. And I think I already showed you guys a window sticker. That was the additional equipment right over there. 13 miles per gallon, which is better than the TRX. TRX usually average like freaking 8. And the thing that really pops up the most in the interior is carbon fiber. It's really glossy, it's shiny, especially when the sun hits it. It looks really nice. And then on the interior, I'll just show you guys a couple things. Go through apps. Got your drive modes. It looks really basic, to be honest. Like the TRX has a little more better graphics, I guess. That's what you want to call it. And then I know there's a different page over here. Just like that, you got your performance pages, your drive modes again, your shift light, and this one has race options, launch control, race cooldown. And I think I explained the race cooldown before, but I'll explain it again at the end of the video. But for now, this one also has nav. Let's go on a drive and talk about what happened that day. So I really need a GoPro, especially for videos like this. Instead of recording with one hand and driving with one hand, I want to get that GoPro with a head strap, and then I could just record while I'm working or while I'm driving. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and start talking. It's gonna be probably a longer video than usual, but a lot of you guys have been asking about the details, so I'm gonna give it to you. 2 weeks ago, probably a little bit longer than that since I got this truck, but I work for a Chrysler dealership. A lot of people don't know that, but that's where I work. So I was at work and I seen this truck sitting on the lot where the new cars are being prepped. And as I am I'm walking towards it, I'm like, let me just ask one of the sales guys if this thing's for sale, because I really wanted the Trackhawk. The TRX is just way too big. It's really made for like off-roading type style, not like for like an everyday driver. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's comfortable, but this thing's huge and it's hard to park, it's hard to get around. So I was thinking about getting a Trackhawk and replacing it with the TRX. But the thing is with the Trackhawks, especially around this time, they're really hard to get a hold of. And if you're gonna order one, you're waiting a couple months. So I seen this truck on the lot. I really like the color, like I told you guys in the beginning of the video. I like the options that it had. I wasn't too happy about the black seatbelts. I wanted at least red seatbelts in it, but that wasn't really a deal breaker for me. Had the suede headliner stuff, which is pretty cool. So I asked one of the sales guys, because I seen the name of the old owner on the window sticker, so it was a pre-ordered vehicle for someone, right? So I'm like, let me just ask if it hasn't been sold yet, and then maybe I could buy it and trade it in with my truck. So I did, and he said, yeah, man, the deal fell through. The customer didn't end up getting it because he didn't get approved for the loan. So I'm like, so what can I do to get into it? So he appraised my truck. He gave me a price on my truck. I mean, thank God I made really good money on it. And when I got into this truck, it was basically no down payment or anything. So he appraised my truck. We worked on an agreement, and then that was on Friday, right? So if I finished everything on Friday, I would have took this truck home on Friday, and then nothing would have happened to the truck that night. So I got late there. So I was around like 6 o'clock. And my insurance lady was already closed, so I couldn't get insurance on the truck to take it home. So the sales guy was like, just take it home, take the TRX home, and then we'll get everything done tomorrow, which is Saturday, and then you could come on down and pick it up, and then we'll take over the truck. So on Friday night, I went to the shop to work on the demon swap I'm doing on that 300, and I left the shop around 2 in the morning. And literally, as soon as I'm pulling out, I'm driving fine, everything is good. I got to the red light and I feel like the transmission was like shifting weird, it was like slipping. It wasn't going through the gears like it usually would. So I stop at the light, and then the cars are pulling up right by me, just people driving down the street, and then they're just yelling out the window, hey, you got a fire, you got a fire. I'm like, what? So I get out, and literally a whole undercarriage of the truck was like a flame ball, man. And when I recorded the video, which I'll show you here in a second, that was like towards the end when the flame was coming down. It was starting to settle out, and it was just horrible. So once the flame turned off, and then that's when I started. So once the flame settled down and I was able to get back to the truck, I recorded a video where the fluid was leaking, and I didn't know what it was because I had no idea where it was coming from. So I called the tow truck guy. He towed it over, and then when he put it on the bed and I smelled the fluid, it smelled like trans fluid, and then that made sense why it was shifting weird and it lost a lot of fluid. So the next day, and this whole time I'm tripping out. I'm like, maybe the dealer is gonna cancel the deal now because the truck got screwed up and this and that. So I was really panicking because I wanted this truck. I had my hopes in it. I really wanted this truck. I already signed the paperwork, and I wanted to get it. So the next day, I towed the car over to the dealership. They put it on the hoist, and I'll show you that video in a second. See, it was on this side over here.
Oh, was it on this side?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pop right off.
Popped right out?
Right here. The fire wasn't that bad though. I mean, I don't see any.
Yeah.
I mean, oh yeah, I do right there a little bit on the converter, on the O2 sensor. But it contained itself. You know, probably was this thing here when they put it together at the factory. These are did I get this thing? These are the what holds the clip.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't seated.
Which one came out? The top or bottom?
Bottom.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I lost a lot, man. It was just dripping down the road.
Oh hell yeah.
And the trans line came out. The trans line popped out of the quick connect on the transmission, which I've seen before. I've seen another guy on YouTube. He has a green TRX, and he had the same exact problem. The trans line popped out, and as he was, I think he was off-roading. He lost all the fluid, and I think he lost his trans too. They had to put a new transmission in his truck. But for this one, in my case, they just had to add fluid because I didn't drive on it. Once I started to feel that it's not shifting properly, I cut it off and I called the tow truck to come tow it. But yeah, man, that was the craziest thing ever. So, I mean, you gotta be real careful. Especially with these new trucks, especially with the TRX. They're building them so fast because they wanted to get them into production and back to the customers. I think they just rushed through them, and a lot of problems are coming up with them, especially with the suspension I've been hearing lately, with the springs or the shocks in the back, drive shaft concerns. There's a lot of issues that have been popping up, and that's why I wanted to get out of it. And it was a perfect time to get out of it now, especially because, like I said, they're not making a lot of trucks right now, especially the SRTs. And eventually, I think they're discontinuing the Hellcat in general, so values on these things will, you know, hold on forever. But yeah, I freaking love this thing. I've been like what, 600 miles in a week. I've been driving it a lot, getting the feel for it. The launch on this thing is like ridiculous. Like you know, when I had the TRX and I'll launch it, you didn't really feel the torque in the driver's seat. This thing you do. Like it kicks your head back to the seat. And another thing is the actual drivability of this truck. Like it's so comfortable. You don't even feel like, you know, it's like this super fast truck that is supposed to handle like terrible and it's supposed to be stiff. It drives really, really nice. Compared to the TRX was more of like an off-road truck. So you hear a lot of wind noise. The tires are really loud because they're made for off-roading and whatnot. But this thing is just amazing. I could take this thing out of state. I could drive this thing forever. It is my daily driver, so that was like the biggest thing, to have a nice truck that I could drive every single day. And the gas, it's really good on gas, which is surprisingly. The TRX, I was feeling minimum of like 200 bucks a week. That thing was a gas guzzler. It was horrible. This thing I'm averaging like probably 100 a week, and I drive a lot, so that's the biggest reason. But I'm gonna go back to the parking lot we were at. I'll talk to you guys a little bit more, and then end this video. And then I just have so much going on right now. I got this truck. I got this really I don't think I mentioned this before, but really surprising something is coming in today, and I'm taking delivery of it today, which I'll be posting the video on probably later on this weekend. And I've been trying to get my hands on this since 2018. So if you have an idea of what it is, comment down below. And if you're right, I will like your comment, and that's how you know you got the answer right. But for now, we're gonna pull back to the lot. I'm probably 5 minutes away, and then we'll end up this video. All right, so we're back at the same location. I want to show you guys the race cooldown option one more time, which I think is a really good option, especially if you do a lot of racing and you beat on your truck. This is a perfect way to cool down. So you want to go back to your dashboard, race options, race cooldown, and then everything is checked off in green. You're ready to go. And then of course the engine has to be off to make it work. So you'll press this button over here. It will turn green. And then when you shut the ignition off, the fans are going to turn on full blast to cool down the motor. That way, if you have like a high temperature level and stuff, it'll cool it down. And then you could go back to the track or whatever you're doing. So let's go ahead and shut it off. I don't know if you can hear it yet. You can hear it better from outside. See that? That's a great option to have. And then let's say you don't want to keep it on for that long, you could just get back in it, turn the ignition on, race options. Well, actually you gotta start it, I'm sorry. And then the fans turn back off. And then this light should be back off again. And then if you wanna reset it, you can do that. But yeah, man, that's it. I'm gonna have so much more content coming on with this thing. I'm racing a Hellcat Durango on the weekend, so stay tuned for that. Let me know what you guys think. I don't want the fans to turn back on, but whatever. But yeah, I actually have to wrap up the video early because I have to go pick up the 300 from the shop. I gotta take it over to Flagship because we gotta do the sensors. Just a lot going on this week, so just stay tuned for the videos coming up. But I'd like to say thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for watching the videos. You guys are making this possible for me. I mean, I don't think I'll be able to afford this kind of stuff without you guys' support. But until then, stay tuned for the next videos, and I'll see you guys back then. Hey, if you're still watching, this is like see how when you go to the movies and then the video ends or the movie ends, but then there's like an extra clip towards the end? So this is gonna be your extra clip if you're still watching. Give you guys a pull. Get the downshift to first.